Pika-pee, Pikachu, Pika-pika, Pikachu!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podcast the Motion Picture. 'Tis I, Reed, and we got Engen and Cole and Noah all here. There's 4 of us. Okay, not 5. I promise you that, audio listeners. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about here. 3 of us just got out of seeing Revenge of the Sith in the last few days. Me, I just got home from it about 20 minutes ago, and Engen could not be bothered. So recommendation from the bottom of the barrel, if you will. I'd like to talk about a little show that for some people it's not bottom of the barrel. Some of them it's kind of in the middle. I think a lot of people liked it, a lot of people hated it. Some people I know couldn't get through the first 2 episodes without calling her quits. The show I'm talking about is Disney's Kenobi show. All right. It's a little ditty about Kenobi, like 9 years after Revenge of the Sith, and he's protecting Luke Skywalker on good old Tatooine. And lo and behold, Darth Vader's, in the mix, and a whole bunch of problems ensue. Now, like I said, a lot of people had troubles getting into it. I am a giant Star Wars nerd. Are you fellas big on Star Wars by chance? Let me hear you say it. Yeah.
Used to be.
Yep. I probably hate it now.
Yeah. Use your hate. No. So, hot dog. So I've seen, I think, just about every bit of Star Wars, certainly every bit of Star Wars that has come out after the year 2022. I think the one thing that has got me is there's the show Echo and then the Acolyte. Yeah, they're just not really, don't really work for me all that well. Anyway, that being said, this show does. Kenobi. Why does it work for me? Well, as somebody who's seen the entirety, of course, of the Skywalker saga, as well as the Clone Wars and the Rebels, you kind of get a good understanding of George Lucas, Dave Filoni, all the other writers in there, all these different storytellers coming together, and it kind of makes a person appreciate that George Lucas really had a good story going, and that guy just is not good at telling it, it seems. Like, no matter how much he puts his hands in the honey jar, like, that dude could not scrape out honey to save his life. Hence why there's so many big teams and why there's so many stories about people stepping in to save Star Wars from George Lucas, who did a great job coming up with everything and, does a ton of good work that goes missed because when you have problems, people see problems. That being said, when it comes to old Kenobi here, why does it work? Well, it's a story that really I don't think was ever going to get told. Kenobi, last we saw him and everything for the prequels, is he's walking away from Anakin and my friend Anakin's gone. But then 9 years later, he's sitting there thinking, what if he didn't die? What if all this time, there's still Anakin's still out there and I could save him? So the show's about Kenobi after all this year of banishment, trying to understand if he's in the right place, wasting away. He was this Jedi master. Now he's nothing but an old hermit. Is he in the right place? Could he by chance redeem all of that old world? And that's something that gets to be answered. Now, why? I think a good question here. A lot of people start watching shows and people recommend things. I know I've recommended things like a nutcase where I'm like, yeah, you got to wait till you get to season 3. Then it gets really good. No, people don't have time to sit through 2 seasons of crap. So why would I recommend this if the first 2 episodes are bad? Engen, are you somebody who did not like the first 2 episodes?
I will just say for now, you have to give a TV show 3 episodes. 3 episodes minimum to have any kind of recommendation or opinion about it.
I think that's a good metric. I think that's pretty darn good. I don't think 2 episodes is very fair. That's hard. If you think about a plot structure, if shows are coming out 8 episodes long, and you got to have a setup, a rising action, a climax, and then falling action, and then a resolution. 2 episodes doesn't get you very far along that process. I think to hop on the gravy train, you got to go through episode 3. Same thing happened with Daredevil. First episode is super setup. Second episode is a little bit kind of. Third episode by the end of it, I was like, holy hot dog, we got ourselves a television show here. And anyway, same thing for this one. I'm trying to remember exactly what happens in episode 3. Actually, what is it? There's 6 episodes in this?
If anyone would know, it would be you.
So there's 6 episodes to this. I'll tell you, I do know. If I may tell you this, I remember 3rd episode, it's kind of rough. Anyway, that being said, I really got to say, Kenobi's a standalone thing. I don't mean to go against the grain. I'd recommend it in terms of as you get to the end of it, everything that you've seen isn't a wash. It's not throw it away. It's suddenly you realize everything's built up to Obi-Wan Kenobi has this kind of newfound understanding of current events going on around the galaxy, and it adds this weight of importance. You know, he was previously defending this old prophecy, and now it becomes this whole new thing. So you kind of get this rework, this re-step of a character, where instead of having to fill in the blanks of this 21-year gap of time, which I know a lot of people prefer, you get this kind of stepping stone of, well, there's still a lot of gap in here to be filled, but what more do you get? You get that Kenobi's a different person now. He's matured, if you will. So yeah, that's my thing I want to say about that. Anybody got any concerns or questions on all of that? No, nothing.
How many times have you watched this series?
Kenobi, I've watched it once in total, and I am actually thinking when we get done with this, I'm going to throw it on the TV.
Yeah, I've only seen it once, and it was whenever it came out. I do remember by the end of it thinking it was really cool, and I remember the last confrontation really well. So
I'll say I think Noah and I at one point we actually threw on the last episode.
I think we did. Yeah.
Pretty darn good. Yeah. All right. Well, if nobody's got any questions or anything like that, we'll move on to our next.
What do you guys have you guys started Andor season 2?
I haven't started it yet.
I thought that's where you were going with it because I gave up
Me
on
too.
Andor because I didn't give a shit after a couple episodes.
You can't give up on it.
You can't
dude.
give up
Go
on Andor.
back.
Dude, go back into Andor.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You
Dude,
cannot
it
give up on
Really?
it.
Is it really that
It's that good. It's that good.
Dude,
Jeez.
Indie Circus.
Yeah.
All right.
If there's
Indie
a
Circus.
if there's a Star Wars something that catches what Empire Strikes Back can do, it's this. Not in the way that you got Jedi, but just characters. They catch you. They do well.
It's the best Star Wars product in 40 years.
Pretty good.
I'm not
Pretty
even
darn
joking.
good. I'd actually say, not to be a super nerd here, but again, Star Wars, I am a super nerd. The Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor games, to me, those are the best Star Wars that we really get after the original trilogy. They're high quality.
Yeah, I mean it's Force Awakens, Rogue One, Andor, and then nothing else compares to those three for me.
Yeah.
For the
All
new
right.
stuff.
Let's get a move on here. Let's talk about the most important thing we can talk about. Next subject, eat a food. Well, gentlemen, on this movie podcast, I have food once more. What do I have? I have Blackberry Pie I baked just yesterday in the imminence of a storm. Yes, Blackberry Pie for those of you in the back.
How did you
Okay.
make the filling?
Now, the filling actually is an old recipe. This is something I got from the store, which I don't normally do.
It's
But
canned filling?
it is a canned filling.
That's
I don't
okay.
I don't like to do canned filling. I am a bake it yourself kind of guy, except for pumpkin pie. For me, best pumpkin pie comes from filling. Anyway, but I do really like making my own stuff. Now, that being said, the pie crust itself, I will die on the hill. If you are somebody who buys pre-made pie crust and then serves it to people, you belong in hell. That is disgusting. Don't do that. I hate that. Make your own gosh darn stuff. It's not that difficult. It's really not that difficult. All right.
Is it white? It looks white from here.
It
I don't-
does.
I don't have the best lighting. It's pretty light, but it is golden around the edges and the crust and everything. Yeah, it's fine. I don't have my glass pie dish I make my stuff in. I've got this other thing I have to use because I can't find it. I think I left it up at my mom's house. And anyway, that being said, I've got Blackberry Pie. I'm gonna go ahead and cover that. Give a good wad on there.
He just put a large serving of Ready
Yeah.
Whip on
You got
top
to
of the
have a
pie.
lot. You got to have a lot. That's what it's all about.
And if you're not watching this right now, go on to YouTube, Minne Movies at YouTube, so you can watch or eat this delicious homemade blackberry pie that he made.
You guys are gonna want a bite of that. Those of you listening, you're gonna want to come check this out because we hot dog.
Reed, show us this pie again while you're biting
Here it is. Here it is. Yeah, take a peek. Yeah. See, you can really see there's not a lot of sogginess in this filling now, is there? Holds its own if it does not. Mm-hmm.
Now, some people might say you might shy away from eating while podcasting, but now, not here.
Not here.
At Podcast the Motion Picture.
When I eat foods, when I go out to restaurants, I actually always eat with my mouth open. So that way people feel more welcome to the adventure that is my meal. Hence why
And
we're
now
doing this.
you're recording yourself doing it.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have a favorite pie?
Let's go around. Noah?
Pumpkin, and I agree. Good old festal pumpkin in a can.
Oh,
A
yeah.
little whipped cream on
Very
there.
good.
I
Can't
think
beat
that's
it.
I think that's lame.
No, I don't think it's lame.
I think it's lame.
You
What's
think
yours?
pumpkin
Some
pie is lame?
Cole?
Or you-
fancy Idaho shit I've never heard of.
No.
potato pie?
Potato
Sweet
pie.
potato pie. What movie is sweet potato pie in a lot?
What movie has a lot of sweet potato pie?
American Pie.
No,
No.
Oh.
it's Apple.
Yeah.
Sweet potato pie in a movie. I don't know.
What
Farming movie?
Come on, guys, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
I, Robot.
Oh my god. I've never seen it.
There's like 2 or 3 different times Will Smith is eating this woman's sweet potato pie.
The only other person that has organically brought iRobot up to me in my life are my 2 brothers. I'm the only person I know. Me and my brothers, dude. I didn't know you were a collector of good films and good
Didn't know
art.
you were like that.
I didn't know you knew movies. Holy
Dude,
cow!
I'm like a strawberry rhubarb or blueberry pie.
Solid.
Yep.
I don't much
That's my
like
favorite. Cream pies, like that's a whole different category to me,
Ooh,
really.
that is, but I like them. Yeah, I struggle with blueberry pies. Like I just
Mm.
the feeling I can never get to a way I like it.
I see. That's where I think like you just might not have had a good blackberry pie or blueberry
Yeah.
pie before.
I really like blueberry filling on cheesecake. I think that's a good pairing.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we had a friend who once liked that, and then it ruined our goddamn cheesecake. I wanna, Maybe I'd like the taste of the blueberry pies, but I guess I'm not to be a little bacon douche over here, but I do like bacon a lot. So when I think about the baking, when I think about pies, I also think about the process I got to go through. For me, pumpkin pie is the best, just because like I like the process, and then I also I like the taste. Now, Cole, I don't know if we heard what do pray tell.
I am a big fan of just the apple pie. It's good old fashioned apple pie.
Yeah,
I don't think you can beat that. It's tough to beat.
that is a good one. I think this is my favorite of the eat a food because I'm not eating garbage from the grocery store.
Yeah, honestly.
That's good, but let's go back to that next time.
We will. I baked this yesterday, so I kind of wanted to get a slice, and it's really delicious. I also made bread for the first time this morning. It was sick.
Was it like what kind of bread?
It's just bread.
Just white bread?
Yeah, just what? Just wheat, yeast, and water.
My mom does
So
that
wheat
sometimes.
bread.
Yeah. Well, sorry, not wheat, flour.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
bad. What do I know about baking? Anyway, okay, moving on. Next category is Noah has 2 movies he'd like to pair together.
Yes, this is based on something I actually did over Easter weekend with my mom a couple weekends ago. The Minnesota Twins have won 2 World Series in their lifetime. First was in 1987 against the Cardinals. Second, the legendary 1991 World Series against the Atlanta Braves. With that in mind, I'll be pairing 2 movies from the year 1991. I'll be giving you Beauty and the Beast and Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Friday night, I get home from work all the way to Grand Rapids home, so it's a good hour and a half drive from where I live. And we bullshit. All of a sudden, it's 9 o'clock. We're all tired. Let's watch something short. We pick Beauty and the Beast. It's one of the greatest animated movies ever. We haven't seen it in forever. I loved it. I hadn't seen it in so long. It just felt so cinematic from the opening, like stained glass intro with the piano behind it, to the songs being just hit after hit good, to the colors being so pretty the whole time. I just loved it. But the thing that stood out to me most on this watch was Gaston and how fucking amazing of a villain he is, how much of a douchebag he is, and just how I don't think kids' movies have villains like him anymore. He's just such a jerk, and I loved it. Please.
If I may here, I think you may have seen that movie in a wrong way. Gaston's not the bad guy.
You don't think so?
No, he's actually trying to save the town and rescue his
Sure.
one true love of Belle.
Sure.
So
Yeah, I guess you could argue that. I don't find his intentions to be pure in the film. But yeah, so the next day we, you know, had a lot of time on our hands. We're waiting for Easter dinner on Sunday. So again, my dad's at work, so me and my mom are like, let's watch a movie. We didn't have the 1991 thing in mind. We were just scrolling through, I think, Paramount Plus, which isn't gonna look so good in a couple weeks after we've seen the rehearsal. But we come across T2. I'm like, I haven't seen this in forever. I've actually only seen it once up to this point. And we put on Terminator 2 and just sat down for like 2.5 hours. And I'm like, by the time it's over, I'm like, wow, that movie's awesome. From start to finish, balls to the wall, phenomenal. And what stood out, among many things, I don't want to talk about Terminator 2 for 20 minutes because I could. But is it Robert Patrick? The T-1000 is such a scary villain and so unique, and he still looks pretty good visually. And I don't know, from the opening Arnold in the biker bar to, the reloading the shotgun and spinning it to the final lava-filled set piece. It's so wonderful. So have a little 1991-a-thon. Watch Game 7 of the World Series, in which Jack Morris pitched 10 shutout innings in the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. And then go watch Beauty and the Beast and T2, because they're both honestly 10 out of 10 movies and worth watching. So, yeah.
Good deal. I gotta say, I'm glad that Robert Patrick is his name again.
Yeah.
I'm glad that his portrayal is a legendary character in movies. Like it's well earned, well deserved, and I'm glad it's there to set a standard for other movies of like, you can actually be completely scary in your movie, and like people like that. So
yeah,
I'm very, very happy for that.
He's so good in that film, and I love his cameo in Wayne's World.
Yes, good call.
Very good call. Now, Beauty and the Beast, I actually have a lot of people. Now, this is something maybe not everybody out there understands my line of questioning here, and not a lot of people agree that it is a line of questioning, that it's just one question. But do you guys like Belle's dress in the movie?
I do. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
I do too.
The yellow one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have people in my life that don't like it. They think it's an ugly dress. Even more so, more particularly, they really think it looks ugly in a live action. And I disagree. It's the same dress. I think they both it's a yellow dress.
Emma Watson often looks ugly, that's for sure. That's the first thing I think of when I see her.
Hardest part of the live action Beauty and the Beast, which one was Beauty and which one was Beast?
I couldn't tell because she was wearing yellow? No way. No way.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, well, very good. I like both those polls. It's a good year, 91. Very good year.
Yeah.
Can't believe T2 is a 90s movie. I always, in my mind, it's just like the end of the 80s. But
dude, yeah. You put that on and you like don't know anything about it, you are floored by it. And you can't look away either.
Yeah. I wish I had seen it more like in my teenage years. I had seen it, but it's never like in my favorite of all time discussion, but damn, it holds up. It's very good.
And honestly, like it doesn't compare to any other, Terminator saga film or any other kind of content.
I thoroughly enjoy getting to rewatch movies. Like I just love that that's something we all get to do. So I rewatch a lot of movies. That being said, Terminator 2 is one of the rare movies that I do not rewatch because it's like, why? Like there's no need to experience it again. Like thinking about it, it's the best feeling for me. Like, and I know it's not going to get rude. It's just like that's over 2 hours. It's like I don't need to. Like I love that movie so much, but. Maybe I'll have to toss around. Okay, moving on here. I have an audience comment here. This is a pretty darn good comment. I think it's the best and most positive comment I have seen on YouTube. So I'm very proud that we get to have this comment. Now, I'm not proud in the way that this comment is in relation to things in the world when you say the word pride, mind you, in that the video was satirical. The video in question is a short that has to do with Noah in character having a want, nay, a need to touch Viggo Mortensen or witness Viggo Mortensen touching himself, if you will. Now, a comment in this, I said, I think that the subtitle of this was Noah wants to touch Viggo Mortensen, something like that. And the comment here is, well, you are what you are. Now, what a nice thing for strangers to randomly throw on here. I'm very glad that we have that. So thank you, Gary Cole 520. Oh shit, it was Gary Cole that actually posted this.
I heard he was watching.
Yeah. Well, okay, good to know.
Do you guys know this guy?
Gary Cole, famed actor, Reese Bobby.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Anyway,
520, yeah.
I just we've had a lot of comments on here that are questions, a lot of statements. Some can be negative, some can be positive. I just wanted to share what a throwaway nice thing. Very nice. Very, very a positive way to continue a joke. Good for you, Gary Cole. Can't wait to see what you do next with your acting career. Next up.
Loved you in West Wing, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I ever see him in West Wing? Do you know that?
Oh my God. No, you probably didn't.
Yeah.
You were probably very close, though.
Probably. I was watching House, and that one guy showed up, that nerdy fella who replaces well, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
not really a spoiler, but anyway. Okay.
The nerdy fella.
Yeah, Will Bailey.
Yes.
Will Bailey's his
Josh
name.
Molina. Yeah, I knew exactly. Yeah, I got you.
All right, let's move on. We don't need to keep talking West Wing. Box office. So I got a few box office things written on a piece of paper somewhere around here. Okay, box office. There it is. Now, last week we talked a bit about the heat that is the movie Sinners. Now, we talked last week, typical horror movies don't have a huge budget. Big ones last year, Heretic, Long Legs, 10 million, both of them. This movie, Sinners, 90 million. Last week, I think it was just about to touch 90 million. Do you guys know how much money this movie has made after
gross worldwide?
Yeah, worldwide. It's big total here. The culmination of everything.
350.
350 million? Lower your standards. All right. So it is currently at 163 million, almost having doubled its original budget. Pretty darn good, if you ask me. That's pretty darn
it's getting
good.
there.
Yeah. Pretty flipping darn good. Yeah, I did a bit of reading and whatnot. It really just seems that like big Hollywood is really not liking that what's the name? Coogler's his name? Is getting to make this movie outside of, the rule book that Hollywood likes to set. So that's hot dog, and that's pretty good, it seems. I think that's their reasoning.
Big Hollywood's upset at him.
It seems
for having an original idea and succeeding.
Yeah, could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Hollywood disliking original ideas and black directors. I mean, hell, there was just a black director in the 90s. I believe his name was Spike Lee. So, anyway, that joke being done. Next up, Revenge of the Sith, as we mentioned earlier, is doing pretty gosh darn well. A 20-year-old movie that its only advertising was essentially to put out a message that said, hey, 20th anniversary, you can go see this movie. How much money do you think Revenge of the Sith has made?
Opening weekend, or
yeah, what's it at today? As of today here, what's the worldwide? What do you think that could be? What's the big old number? How much money?
Just the re-release or the movie ever?
Just the I think it's just the re-release.
Just the re-release.
Okay.
Yeah, it is just the re-release.
Okay.
As far as I can tell.
40 mil?
43 million on its re-release here. Doing very well. This is the best a re-release has ever done.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because like you said,
in that terms, it's crazy.
There's no like Revenge of the Sith trailers on TV even or anything. It's just like word of mouth. Like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also not like this is.
All
not
three
like
of you went though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
And you guys, none of you went to Sinners. So what the hell?
I'm going.
I'm
Like,
excited
literally.
to see it, but one thing was more important than the other.
It
I
was.
think. So
And half of you didn't even watch Mickey 17. So
Yeah.
Star Wars name
But-
drives people to theaters is what I'm getting at. Star Wars brings people to the theaters.
Yeah.
So if you go ahead and run the math, what Sinners is over 2 hours, correct? About over 2 hours,
Yes,
something like
over
that.
2 hours.
Yeah, okay. So if you were to watch the first half of that movie, Sinners, that first half could essentially have just been funded by the re-release of a 20-year-old movie. That's how well this movie did. You could, with the amount of money that they just made off of re-releasing a completed movie, you could make 4 heretics or 4 long legs, or 2 long legs and 2 heretics, or 3 long legs and 1 heretic. Anyway, that being said, that's quite a fantastic thing.
Does George Lucas get a check at all? Or did all of his stuff go to Disney?
That's a good question, actually. The rights for sure, but I mean,
Right.
royalties.
Maybe he gets something
feel
for
like-
being the director, but it doesn't seem
I
like
feel like
it.
I feel like he's not getting that much,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think
feel
he's
like-
probably all right, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think
Didn't he have didn't he sell for like $1 billion?
I think it was like 4 billion, right? It was like one of the biggest deals ever made.
Yeah.
All right.
I doubt that they gave him back end off of anything.
Right.
So-
Yeah. Enjoy your 4 billion. We never want to hear from you again, I think is what they said to him. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, those big deals, they are really something. All right, last of my box office dealios here that I've got for us is I think a movie that is a good contrast to Revenge of the Sith. I had a conversation earlier about how well Revenge of the Sith did and how this is kind of I don't know, monumental in terms of kind of putting the screws to Hollywood, saying, hey, make better movies because this is what a 20-year-old movie can do, and your modern movies are doing garbage. Sinners aside. But again, not really. That's in the big circle. So The Amateur 2, if you will, starring your men Ben Affleck and Noah Lane as John
The
Bernthal.
Accountant. The
Accountant.
Accountant too.
Oh, what did I
You
say?
said the Amateur.
Oh, sorry. The Accountant 2. Yeah, see, I don't even know the names. That's how bad the marketing is. The Accountant 2.
I think I'm one of the rare people that have seen The Accountant. So
I think you
weird,
are.
weird,
Oh,
weird there's a
very cool.
sequel.
My brother's seen it.
I've seen
I
it.
haven't.
It's on the Blu-ray shelf. So
Really?
big movie, big, important to me, I guess.
So it had a budget of 80 million. How much do you think this movie earned? Take a
Oh my
shot in the old
gosh.
dark like a blind
Six-
accountant.
13?
I was gonna say 20. I'll say 22.
Worldwide, 37 million. So better than you guys expected. But
Okay.
I'm sure you were vibing with the low price there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not doing too hot. And I don't know. I think it's hard
don't-
when you get put up against a 20-year-old movie, you know?
I don't think you can be surprised, really, though.
It's such a weird thing.
It's
Like,
not like it's
who was asking for this?
Ben Affleck was looking
it's
for
not
work.
like it's not like it's a John Wick, and it's not like it's
No.
a like Jason Statham, like the Beekeeper. You know,
And I
there's
think
like a
the
middle
accountant-
ground where like you're not reaching either audience.
And the first one's like 8 years old, I think.
Right.
What the hell? I don't even know what to compare this to.
Yeah, I think that's really something that this kind of a movie is something that was big 2005 to 2010. Like, you know,
And it's not like the first one was popular. I feel like it got
No.
more views on like Netflix, like when it was on there or something.
I went to see it in theaters, I swear to God, because Anna Kendrick was in it. Like, that's why I went and saw it.
you know, it's funny. I Googled The
Ish.
Accountant too. I was curious about some things, and one of the top things that had popped up immediately was, "Is Anna Kendrick in The Accountant too?" And I was
Is she?
I don't know.
It didn't seem like it from the
I don't know.
trailer. Yeah.
Was she was in the first trailer, obviously, right?
Yes.
First movie,
Yeah. Yeah.
But they got John Bernthal.
I saw him in the trailer.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep this gravy train right on and rolling. I gotta say, the Minecraft movie is still doing very, very well. So I think we're gonna end up with another Minecraft movie in not too long.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine they would wait more than even a year. Like, I'm sure they probably got Jack Black on the phone. If the if the main character of Steve survives the Minecraft movie, who even knows? We have to get a man in the theater. Hey, two things I
Well-
want to. Sorry,
I
say.
was
No,
just gonna
no.
say, like, what big actor can they pull into Minecraft 2 that people will be excited about?
True. They need someone else.
Yeah, I don't know who fits that world.
Adam Scott.
High off the Severance hype,
Yeah.
he joins Minecraft. I like it.
Put him in Minecraft. Actually, just get the cast of Severance and put him in the Minecraft movie.
Yes. Okay. I
That's
like
actually
that.
kind of a cool idea, actually.
You know, you know who I
like
think would-
just Adam Scott wise, like that would throw like the parents back into it.
Yeah.
a more mature. Yeah, he's
It
got
was.
his
Yeah.
a very serious subplot. You know who'd do very good in Minecraft? Who would make some good positive feedback happen? Jared Leto.
That would not surprise me at all.
Yeah.
I would not blink at that
Isn't there
headline.
like an alien Minecraft character?
An
Like
alien
a green,
Minecraft?
like the zombie. Like
The
he would play the
creeper?
zombie, the creeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because he is a creeper.
Yeah.
Exactly. He would
He's
work.
actually trying to get back into the pop punk sphere with his band. Like that's what he's been pursuing lately. He does have one banger of a song that came
Do it.
out 20 years ago.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's what he's doing right now.
It's kind of cool that like you have that option.
Yeah.
I hope
So,
that works out for him and he goes into music permanently.
yeah.
I hate to be a negative fella, but boy, gee, do I not like that guy. I was watching a trailer for Revenge of the Sith. Did you guys get the Tron trailer, I'm assuming?
No, I didn't. No.
Really? Yeah, the
No.
new Tron World or whatever the heck it is, and looks cool. Like the visuals look very good. I don't really, I remember having watched that second Tron. It was cool and everything. I'm watching, just like, yeah, I could actually maybe see myself throwing this random Tron movie on, and then it's Jared Leto's face suddenly. I was like, I'll never watch this.
Oh yeah,
I will not even stream it. Like,
dude.
I'm assuming Daft Punk isn't back for it because they like broke up, but literally that's the best part of the second Tron movie is that soundtrack is insane. I
It's not
love it.
9 Inch Nails is doing the
Nine Inch
soundtrack.
Nails. Yeah.
Is
Okay,
doing the
that's
new
cool.
one.
Twin
That's
Peaks
cool.
is 9 Inch Nails. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had
The
me
opening credits of Sevens is 9 Inch Nails.
winning. Sick reference, dude. Sick reference, dude. Awesome. All right. Well, let's I had one other thing about that guy. I was trying to think. Speaking of the Minecraft movie, actually, I think we got security, I think, involved with the Minecraft movie today. As we were leaving, they were escorting someone out, and I can't help but think somebody couldn't handle the chicken jockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit. They're still playing that like on the news. Like
Yeah.
they're still showing clips like on the news about this.
People are upset. This is an upsetting crime, okay? All right.
Fucking
How-
chicken jockey. It's insane.
yeah.
Like who are the lame kids going to it like 3 weeks later and doing that shit?
Yeah.
Doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on here. A debate question from Cole, or a question, I guess. I don't know what kind of question it is. It's a question.
Okay.
It starts with the letter Q. So let's hear it, my dude.
Okay, so my question that I decided to bring to the group. We all know that there's a brand new Mission Impossible coming out here in a few weeks. Maybe perhaps the final one with Tom Cruise. So I thought I'd ask you guys, what is the best Mission Impossible movie, and why is it not Mission Impossible 3?
This is a great question, except for the end there.
Gosh, I wish I am fresh off of a MI3 rewatch to answer this.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Which I need to do like within
Yeah.
the next couple weeks.
I gotta make Maddie start working these. I'll start all this. I'll go away from what Noah's gonna answer. We've actually done on our Mission Impossible episode. We actually did like rank all of them. At least I did. I think I'm gonna have to go with what's number 5? Rogue Nation. I think Rogue Nation is the movie where in these last 4 that have come out, kind of puts a foot to the gas pedal, and that pedal then goes down to the metal, and we get suddenly this very steady continuity of how these movies look and how they're treated and how the characters go, and not in like a bad way where it's uniform, but suddenly there's just a very respectable, like, this is how this goes here. And so I've always liked that about Rogue Nation, that it takes a very successful franchise, sets something up, and it continues to work.
So I like this point, and I think this gets grip because you have to have respect to Ghost Protocol, because that is what set it up for this new generation. I think you would call it second gen. I don't know. MI3 is kind of its own thing
That's a good
that
way of
I think
putting it,
Cole will
though.
get into it, but it's like the second generation where it's kind of 2010s revitalized, looks way different. So I think to that point you got to give credit to Ghost Protocol, because I think that kind of generated the second half of the series. And obviously to Rebecca Ferguson herself.
I,
And to that yellow dress. So another credit to another yellow dress.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it. I don't mean to ogle people on the old big screen, but I think about that yellow dress a lot. It
Yeah.
in terms of clothing and cinema, like man, that did something, you know.
Respect to the yellow dress.
Yeah, so I also I gotta back you up on that, dude. I don't like Ghost Protocol. I remember having watched it, never liked it. I don't like the thought of it. To me, it is what Tacola's Mission Impossible 3. You haven't said that. It's a very good point. While I don't like it, I do hold it in very good respect. I'll put it down, but like I don't mean to ever skew people from watching it. I apologize if I've ever done that. I only ever have as a joke. In that I don't like it. I don't want to watch it again. But it is certainly the foundation that lets the next 4 movies come across the way they do. So yeah,
Yep.
well put, well said, my friend. Noah,
Yeah. I love Ghost Protocol. I love Rogue Nation, but I think
you're just
Fallout's-
copying us.
Fallout's the best. It is. I have the cool experience of I had never seen a Mission Impossible movie at the time Fallout was released, and I thought the trailer was
Wow.
so cool that I bought the like 5-pack Blu-ray and watched all of them before we went to see Fallout. And I remember the first theater experience of Fallout so well. Just I hadn't really seen an action movie like that in theaters at that point, where I was just like glued to it the whole time. The whole time. Like Henry Cavill's scene in the bathroom is amazing. There's this whole end sequence where a character's like has a rope around their neck and they're trying to get something to cut the rope with. And there's so much going on in that sequence. It's so tense. There's a scene where Tom Cruise actually just fucking skydives and filmed it and put it in the movie.
The Halo jump.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. There's like a scene where he just runs on a roof for like 4 minutes straight while these drums in the background are like, it's the coolest movie ever. I've seen it so many times now. And as far as Mission Impossible goes, it's the only one I feel this strongly about. And I like Mission Impossible a lot, but it's just on its own tier for me. It's like when you talk about the killers, you have to be like Mr. Brightside and then all the other killer songs. When we talk about Mission Impossible, it's like Fallout, and then we can talk about all the other movies. To me, it's like so easily the best one.
Yeah, I think that's such a good point. So I think there's 3 options. There's Fallout, there's MI3, and then there's the original Mission Impossible. Those are the 3 options that you get, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, to your point, to Fallout,
Absurd.
it's so much fun. Like you said, there's just these action sequences that they have are so impressive. The Cavill bathroom scene, like you said, the Halo jump. I mean, those are just incredible pieces of action. And then the finale going into that whatever Kazakhstan, maybe whatever that final base is, where you finally meet some old characters that Mr. Ethan Hunt might or might not care about.
Also a really cool part. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a tough debate. I mean,
I think
definitely has the best action sequences of the series
Mhm.
in that. And I think you got to give credit to that.
Yeah. I think it's Vanessa Kirby's first movie in the franchise too, and I like her a lot. So yeah.
It's your what's she, the Invisible Woman coming
Yes.
up not too
Yep.
long. Well,
Yep.
Cole, what have you got for us? What's your favorite of the Mission Impossibles?
Well, you know,
Don't
if this
say
was
MI2.
if this was a few years ago, it probably would have been Ghost Protocol. Ghost Protocol, I remember seeing that in theaters, and it was just a really kind of cool, transformative experience with just experiencing this franchise for the first time. And I had a lot of fun watching that movie. I give it a lot of credit just for how much fun it is and how exciting. The characters are excellent, and the stunts are really creative. I mean, like him being on top of the Burj Khalifa and all that is just an iconic scene now. I think it's just etched into history as like a great stunt, in my opinion. And Brad Bird too. I just like him as a director, and I think it's so cool that he got to helm that movie. And you got to give a lot of credit for that movie for just kind of, like we just said, like reinvigorating the franchise. But without that movie, We wouldn't have gotten Rogue Nation. We wouldn't have gotten Fallout. And so my pick is going to be Fallout as well. I think it's the best one, just in terms of just like it nails its tone so well. It takes itself so seriously, and it feels like it's so precise in its execution of all of its scenes, and it just is so confident. So I really, really like that one. I think Fallout's the best one. I would have probably said back in the day, like, I would have talked about like the weaknesses of the other films, and I would have probably hated on MI3 and MI1 and MI2. I like Mission Impossible 1 now after rewatching it maybe a couple of years ago. I think it actually is a lot of fun, and I really like the direction by Brian De Palma. I think he's terrific for that. MI3 still sucks in my opinion. So
I need to hear this take.
It can never.
I mean, I don't really want to hear it, but
it's not.
interested.
I'm not going to give, because we're not debating. Like, we're not debating what the worst one is. We're debating what the best one is. So, but I wish MI2 got more talked about more often, though. John Woo. John Woo's insane.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate
sure.
it.
Yeah,
it's pure stupidity, and I wish that more movies could just be more confident in that way. Because it's like no one talks about MI2. MI2 is ridiculous. So.
I think it's my mom's favorite a lot of my mom mentioned on this podcast, but I think it's the one she's seen the most. It's the one she talks about. So
does she like that one the most?
Yeah.
She must like
she likes the 90s action vibe a lot.
Well, she likes the long hair Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
I can't stand long hair Tom Cruise. Long hair Tom Cruise bugs me. It's not right.
I gotta see Magnolia. Never seen it.
Watch it. It's awesome.
Yeah. I know he's got long hair Tom Cruise in there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, my take is that Fallout's the best one. I probably need to rewatch Final Reckoning Part 1.
I do too. I haven't seen it since theaters.
It's not fresh in my brain, but I feel like since it's the same director and the same team, it's got to be just as good. But it's not fresh for some reason like Fallout is.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it's that great, and I don't often really come out and try to make a clear case against something. I like to be supportive. It's not that great, and I think that's why we don't remember it that well. Like, I'm sure if we watch it again,
I know
good.
We did like it coming out of the theater, I know, but that's the last I remember, honest to God.
That's what I mean when I say I don't like to not be supportive, because like I do think it's good, but it's just comparing it to the other ones, like I don't think it holds up to the other ones. And that's hard to do because the others are really something special.
It was hard to follow up Fallout. But
yeah,
like you said, I was pretty negative walking out of it and pretty upset. I've never seen MI2, but so it could be the worst one in my opinion.
I'll say I do recall a complicated story. I think people struggle to follow it, and like I think I remembered like I don't think it was that hard to follow. It was just this AI out of control and like
the entity.
Yeah, and I think
they didn't make the entity.
Wow.
They didn't make it cool enough. Like the like AI is cool, and like having AI take over the world, it's
cool, scary premise.
Kind of basic, but it's cool. They did not make it cool at all. I think they made it the most basic version, and they made it lame, where it shouldn't have been.
I think part of the problem was making it like it's this tool, it's a weapon, like it's almost like its own nuke. But I don't think people get that computers and technology like that, and AI in particular, can be used as like a nuclear warhead to other people's technologies. Like, could you imagine if suddenly you woke up tomorrow and like Google doesn't work? Like, well, that's different. But a lot of things like, it might be an inconvenience for us doing our day-to-day thing, but suddenly everybody in the workplace can't get an answer on things. Big stall, big problems happen from that. Maybe not so dramatic as the world ends. But that being said, something I think they could have done to be cool. The way they kept putting Entity together, like explaining it, they should have made it a character. Like there should have been a voice for Entity. And maybe there is, but I think it should have been a
James Spader.
Body, James Spader. Like seriously, I know it's a joke, but even still, just so that way,
it's just Robert California.
Yeah. It is hard. Something like that where it's something nuanced like AI, where people don't really get AI or don't understand it. You need to give it a face so the main character can punch it.
Like the movie Eagle Eye with, of course, the Shia LaBeouf. There is an entity just like that, and they had a voice for it.
Yeah, you got to give it a person to it. You got to make it personal. All right. Well, cool. That was a great question, man. Good
Yeah,
pull on
and
that.
going back to MI2 a
So
little
what's
bit.
the best one?
I think Fallout is actually.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Ingen, what was your final point here on this matter?
MI2, you guys have seen it?
Yeah.
Never.
I haven't, but he's climbing up that Red Rock cliff in the beginning.
Mhm.
Yep.
That is Dead Horse State Park in Moab, Utah. I was just out there a couple weeks ago mountain biking, and I was reading through these books and pamphlets. It was like famous films shot here. MI2. Tom
Awesome.
Cruise climbing
Sick.
up that Red Rock cliff.
That
So
is-
I got to go look at that a couple weeks ago when I was mountain biking. It was awesome.
It's
That's
not
awesome.
it's not the same as the Star Trek 6 one, is it? Did it list
It
Star
might
Trek
be.
6?
I have the book. I'll let you know if it
Okay.
is. I have the
Okay.
book of everything filmed there.
You know what I'm talking about, Cole? Where they're old and they're like, it's like in the opening scene, they're in a national park and they're like climbing a mountain. I don't really remember the
Oh, dude,
context.
you're
but
talking about Star Trek 5.
that's
that's-
5? Okay.
They're climbing El Capitan,
Okay.
and
Okay. There's like gravity boots or something.
yep, Kirk is trying to climb it
Yeah.
free solo.
Yeah.
And Spock's in like gravity boots or something. And McCoy's just chilling at the base, and he's like, "Kirk, you're gonna kill yourself." Or some
Right.
shit.
It's so weird.
It's so weird. And then like Kirk's like a 60-year-old man at that point.
Right.
It's just
If
They're all
I'm like
old.
quote Walton Goggins here, quit it with that nerd shit. Jesus God, I know we're a nerdy group sometimes.
I'm glad you let it on as long as it did, though.
No, it's good. I like how I do always love hearing you guys talk about the Star Trek movies.
I do, because I know absolutely nothing about
Yeah.
it.
I tell you what, I watched all of the movies in 1 week in the year 2020 and haven't seen them since.
Oh, good.
But I remember vaguely that. So,
final. We
yeah,
could do an episode on the Final Frontier.
we should. I loved it.
It
Get
is.
my toe back into Star Trek a bit for sure.
I watched that like 5 beers down, and it was awesome.
That sounds lovely.
5 Beers Down is a great title for something.
Mhm.
5 Beers Down.
That's the right point to throw in a movie too.
Mhm.
You know? Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
that-
The
that
only
is-
thing I know about Star Trek is I've seen the first remake with Chris Pine, or sequel, whatever it is, and they tackle multiple Star Trek myths in Mythbusters.
Oh.
It was pretty cool.
All right, we gotta keep a move on here. I've got next up. Let's talk a little bit about the summer movie coming at you 2025. So talked about it a few weeks ago on here. Summer movie. We're putting another production together. We've been in filmmaking retirement, I think, since the conclusion of the Treat trilogy. And what was it, 2021? I think would have been the year. Am I
Should have been.
right? Yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
So we've been out of the game about 4 years almost. By the time it comes out, if all goes right, it will have been over 4 years since we've put a movie together. And I will say these productions throughout time, our last full-fledged cast and crew production, what was that, 2019, I think.
2019.
Yeah,
Cowboys.
About 6 years. All right, I don't want to say 6
If
years.
you guys remember playing Red Dead Redemption 2, it was that time frame.
Yeah, that's about right. Oh man, oh goodness. I'll say I'm very excited about it. Like I think we said in the past, a comedy. It's gonna be out at a cabin, a bunch of fellas getting together after a long time not being together. So expect lightheartedness as well as just good fun shenanigans. Now, some good little production updates on this matter. We've got a couple of good friends going to be involved as well. Sam and Emily, who have been on previous ones, if you will. And a good friend of ours, Jack Welshinger, will be coming out of acting retirement to hopscotch into this movie. So yeah, we're gonna be looking pretty come June 20th when we set up to film. So yeah, that's all I had to say for an update. All right, now, if I may, without further ado, we'll move on to our last category of the episode here. I've got a top 10 list here to put everybody through. I don't think it's that big of a top 10 list, but here it goes. I've got top 10 movie detectives, if you will.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've stumbled into any television ones, so we're just movies here. All right. Number 10, coming in the 10th place here. Goodness, I got to not write terribly. Agent Sam Stanley from Fire Walk with Me, played by Kiefer Sutherland. Now I threw this on here. I know not all of us
No
know this
spoilers.
character. Yeah,
No
no
spoilers.
spoilers, no spoilers at all. I threw it on here just because he's such a I don't know, a proper agent, I guess, in this movie. Like he's such a if I were to give him a color, I'd say beige. Like just not cool, really. Whereas the other main agent of all this storyline, Dale Cooper, he's not a beige guy. He's very cut by the book, black and white suit fella, but he's very much a I don't know, he's special. Whereas Kiefer Sutherland in this movie, he's fun to watch. I'm not trying to bore you with the stuff, but he's not cool in the same sense. Number 9 here, a man who needs no introduction, Detective Pikachu, if you will. Do you guys remember who does the voice for Pikachu in this?
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody ever see Detective Pikachu?
No.
Cole, look at that.
Yep, I watched it with Jack, and it was all right.
Yeah. I remember between this one and Sonic was the other big one. It came out about the same time. I've seen all I've seen the first 2 Sonic, so no, I haven't actually seen Detective Pikachu at work, but I'd like to. So long as I'm not on the other end of the case, if you know what I'm saying. Number 8 here. Oh my gosh, Detective Hercule Poirot. I believe he is your man from Murder on the Orient Express, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
Kenneth Branagh.
I was gonna say for me it's the Kenneth Branagh version. I know there's an older one. And,
So yeah, you're talking about the newest version,
Yep.
which I think is also 2019.
Yeah,
That movie I hated, but he is good in it. So yeah.
I will say I watched it on a plane, and it's hard for me. If I like a movie on a plane, it means that the movie's good. If I don't like a movie on a plane, either it's because I watched it on a plane or I didn't like it. So I can't tell. I'll have to see it again. Kenneth Branagh is fantastic in it.
He directed it too.
Yep.
2017.
That guy is like, he's a talent. He's a hardworking, quiet talent.
Because then he went to go make Belfast a couple years after and get Oscar nominated for that.
Well, and he's done like 4 or 5 Shakespeare adaptations too. That was his thing for a while.
What a cool guy, matter of fact. What Thor did he do? Did he do Thor
First one.
First one, yeah. Cool. Good for him. That's a well-versed career. Also to have the thought to have done Thor, what was it, the 3rd of the big Marvel movies? Or 4th maybe? Yeah, that's
he loved those angles Dutch, that's for sure.
Oh, he's a Dutch fella.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 7.
Do you guys remember watching Thor 2017, getting ready for the Avengers Infinity War?
Yeah, the massive bloody ball peen hammer.
Massive boy peen on him. Yeah, I do remember that.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, I can't believe wow, Thor. That blows my mind that he did that.
Yeah.
Fun fact, the opening of Infinity War opens with voices from Thor's ship that broke in half calling for help. It's the voice of Kenneth Branagh.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good pull on that.
Thank you.
That's cool.
How's that about that one? All right, so my number 7 is the Batman. Robert Pattinson as Batman, I think, is a fantastic detective. I think it is just about the only actual Batman detective we really get out of any of these Batman movies.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious when he's standing next to like Jeffrey Wright and like the other cops in the crime scene. I think it's just it kind of makes me laugh, like with this guy in a bad suit, like being a detective.
They all just kind of have to deal with it because he's so good at his job.
Yeah, but the tone and everything's great still. But it's just funny to see him like Batman's a cop now.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the Batman 2 in 4 years when they get everything put back together.
We hope.
Yeah. Oh man, I hope. I know we all hate it. I know there's not one person that says I actually like that. Hate how long you gotta wait between things these days. Get it figured out. Make it happen, Captain. Like
this is a Matt Reeves issue though. He did not have the script ready.
Yeah, that sucks.
And he still doesn't.
Do you remember the days of The Office where there was this hit show and they would put out 20 episodes a season and every year there'd be a new season?
Yeah.
Incredible.
And for like 4 or 5 years in a row, it was awesome every year.
Yeah. Didn't have a problem. All right.
Yeah.
Next up is going to be, oh my gosh, here. Detective Benoit Blanc. You know who that is?
Daniel
course.
Craig.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
it is. I put him in here. I know I've always come out not a big fan of this work here. It is a good movie, and I bring it up in that Daniel Craig is a treat. He's fun to watch for sure. The accent that he puts out, what a great take on doing a voice for a character you play. I'm glad he gets to play this role. I'm glad he does it so well because he's fantastic as James Bond. He's a great serious man. So when he gets to play the fun man, he also does it in Logan Lucky as well. When he gets to be the fun
yeah?
guy,
Wow.
fun he is.
I think I hated going to this knowing Ryan Johnson did it, and I hated even more that I really, really liked the first
I
movie.
felt the same way. I really grew to love Knives Out, though I've seen it a lot, so I feel
Yeah.
the same.
Also, Ana de Armas,
Yeah.
Knives Out.
I'd like to certainly see it again. That was kind of towards the start of Ana de Armas's coming out of the woodwork.
Did you guys like the second one?
I
It's
did.
hot.
Yep.
I haven't seen it.
I watched it with my family. We all liked it. Ed Norton, big part in that one.
Good. I've heard tale. Are they doing a third one finally here?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Dude, he ain't gonna stop.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm
he
glad.
loves it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very happy that this is something that people get.
Second one more bland than the first one. It wasn't as fun.
No, but I do remember liking it. I only saw it once. I think it was like the day it came out. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I've got number 5, Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes. It's pretty darn good. I don't know what more to say about that.
Yeah.
You get a lot of good effects of slow motion, the way Sherlock processes things. It's fun to watch.
Discombobulate.
Discombobulate.
I like that movie a lot. Agreed.
These movies are huge. They're long.
They are big.
Benedict's version is better, though, I think. That's a TV show, though. So,
Yeah, something that's bugs the heck out of me is do you guys know the drama of the writings of Sherlock Holmes? The writer wrote Sherlock Holmes. He wrote a bunch of those books, and he hated writing it. He did not like doing it. He just wanted different characters, but people wouldn't let him alone. They would be like, "You got to make another Sherlock Holmes today. Like, I just read it yesterday. Make a new one." So he finally was like, "All right, well, I'm going to create this character Moriarty, who's just as smart, and Sherlock Holmes dies, and that's the end of Sherlock Holmes." And everybody was like, "Oh my God, you killed Sherlock Holmes." He was like, "Yep, he's dead." And then a few years went by, and he's like, "God, I actually really want to write more Sherlock Holmes." So he wrote him back in. And Robert Downey Jr.'s part of his franchise ends with all that drama. Moriarty gets him, and it's all over. Spoiler. It's all over. I think it's BS. We need the third movie. Like, you can't end like that. Are you kidding me? What's his name?
That would
Arthur
be
Conan
really
Doyle?
cool.
He would do it.
He would
And
do
like,
it.
I'd love to see Jude Law back too. I love Jude Law, so
Jude
that'd
Law
be
is a
awesome.
treat. Does anybody here in Brownie Points, anybody know Jude Law's character in Captain Marvel? Anybody still know it?
Oh my
Oh my
god!
God.
Oh,
Don't even think
no.
it gets said. I think it's just his name. His name is Jan Rog.
Yes,
One
damn.
quote.
I actually, yeah,
That's a
that
fact
is a
that
great pull.
lives in my brain and in my heart. God, I love Captain Marvel. We'll get into that some other
Jan
time.
Rock. I will never forget.
Dude, you can bring it up for International Women's Day coming up next month.
I
Big
think
day.
I will. I
Big
live
day.
and die by that movie. All right,
Yeah, that was his release date.
number 4. Oh, hey, that's fun marketing. Just like The Accountant 2 being released on tax day. All right, number 4, Jackson Healy and Holland March. Anybody know what? Anybody know what Holland March and Jackson Healy are from? Come on, take a poll. Two detectives who I'd like. Give her a thought. The Nice Guys, Shane Black.
Oh, yeah. Great movie.
Let's
Great
go.
movie.
I know there was talks at one point to maybe do a sequel. I don't know if that's still a thought. I love those characters so much, I would risk the damage to them. That's how well those guys work together.
I think they would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Sequel
there's a
would be
script-
awesome.
If there's a script that they like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say even just to put Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling back together again, like they play really well.
Oh yeah.
There's that bit where Gosling like wraps up his arm to punch through a window, and he punches it, and it just fucks up his arm, and he's in a cast the rest of the movie. It's so funny.
I always think about the scene in which Russell Crowe hunts down Ryan Gosling because he's going to go enlist his help on this thing, and they've had the fight before, and he approaches Ryan Gosling. He's sitting on a toilet in a bathroom stall. And
Yep.
Ryan Gosling's trying to keep his gun on him and keep the door open and keep his pants up. He's doing all these things, and like Russell Crowe's not moving at all. There's no stress in the situation. It's one of those like perfect moments that just encapsulate the way Ryan Gosling can be funny. Like that guy just, I don't know.
He is very naturally funny.
Yeah.
I agree.
Have you seen Fall Guy? Or the Fall Guy?
No.
No, I'd like to though. I really would.
You guys should. It is not a cheesy like action comedy. It is, I mean, they buy into it. They're making fun of themselves like while making this, but it is actually really funny and just looks, it's just so much fun.
Yeah. That's the first take like I've heard like that that's made me want to watch it. So
It's 100% worth it. You guys would, I hope you guys would enjoy it, I should say.
My top three get me into a tough spot here. It's hard at this point. They're all very good. At this point, I'm at three characters who are detectives of a sort. Different titles, actually, all three of them. Only one of them has the title of detective. Number three, Chief Marge Gunderson from Fargo.
Yeah.
There's a whole part of this movie that to me is like, it's the reason that her character is so good. And that's she's just, doing her daily life thing, this weird, awkward story of she's super pregnant, baby could come whenever. She's still stuck out, leading the charge as the chief of the Brainerd police. And then she goes down to the cities to talk to a guy she knew from high school, and he confesses his love for her. It's like, what the heck's going on? All for her to make her way back up and save the day in the end, to go home. And I think like the punchline, the thing that just makes what I'm saying, I think, a very real thing for me is she gets in bed finally with I think Norm Gunderson as John Carroll Lynch, and he asks how her day was, and I think she's like good or whatever, and then she goes, "How was the stamp contest?" And he says, "I got third." It's like, what are we? This is not even in the same realm of a conversation, like, and she's just going about her life still like it was nothing. So. She's way up there for me and always will be. Number two, Agent Clarice Starling. She's pretty cool. She's pretty tight, I gotta say. If you will. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs, another 1991 movie.
Silencio of the Lambus, if you will. A little Spanish for those of you who know hablo inglés. All right. My number one is gonna be a man who actually is such an awesome character. I guess he kind of gets a little bit of his own name in the summer movie we'll be putting together. That is Morgan Freeman as Detective Somerset. Yeah, hot dog. I think I said it on our 7 episode. Morgan Freeman's best work is Detective Somerset. It's sat with me for a long time. He just goes above and beyond, and he's his own man as this Detective Somerset. So. Hence, he's in number one. And he's a good detective character as well. He is great at his job. He never stumbles until, the ending. But other than that, he's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Question, do you guys remember when we watched 7? Does anything come of their detective work? Like, they don't really do anything.
Right. Yeah.
In the end, like, they didn't prevent any murders. They actually caused the murder of John Doe, actually. I guess John Doe kind of causes that. But that being said, like, at the end of it all, they got paid to get nothing done.
They do figure out his apartment.
They do that, yep. And while that doesn't go perfectly well, like, yeah, you're right. They actually do manage to detect and solve who this guy is. So you're right. Sorry, I didn't mean to snap on those two guys. Anyway.
Your favorite detective ever in movies.
Yeah. Wasn't snapping on him. I just don't think they really do anything that matters, and that's hard. You can make the same point for Agent Clarice Starling. Does she really do anything in the end? Yeah, she does, actually. She gets Buffalo Bill. But Hannibal Lecter gets away, so she's kind of, One win, one loss. Anybody's ball game now. She's not batting 1,000. Okay, well, folks, let's go ahead and wrap this shindig up because all days need to be shinned. So, thank you all for listening. We got a movie coming this summer. Check us out on YouTube if you're listening on Spotify. If you're listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, go to Spotify if you need to. Anyway, a lot of good stuff on both these things. A lot of good people coming on through here. If you got any questions, any comments, leave it down below. Say your piece. Speak your truth, King. And we will see you all next time on Podcast The Motion Picture.
That was a whole episode of the Whole Other Podcast. It's over now. The podcast is done.